we're cooking bacon, or as I like to call it, meat candy. And this is to make our bacon infused bourbon. So let's kind of wrap it up, the cooking side of it. Didn't think you want to watch me make bacon for 15 minutes, so kind of got that out the way. So just got a couple more pieces here we got to take out. So what I like to do is a 1/4 cup of rendered bacon fat for every cup of bourbon. Now, if you want to do an entire bottle of bourbon, that's roughly 3 cups. So you're gonna need 3/4 cup of rendered bacon fat. So the first thing you do, of course, cook your bacon, put it aside because there's a cocktail coming up next that we'll be using that bacon with. You're gonna need something to put all your ingredients in, pot, metal bowl, glass mixing bowl, whatever. Just get something to put all your shit in. So I'm gonna start off with 8 ounces of bourbon. So like I said, we do 8 ounces or 1 cup of bourbon. I'm using a Wild Turkey 101. Use what you want. I find that a stronger bourbon will stand up a little bit more to the bacon wash. Now from here, we're gonna do a 1/4 cup of rendered bacon fat. So, like I said, it's usually gonna be about 1 pound of bacon. So this is actually was 2 pounds of bacon I cooked. And this is actually enough. Yep, sizzle, sizzle. This is enough to maybe do 2 bottles of it. I just like bacon. Let me get all this out the way and we're gonna continue building this bourbon. All right, now that that's all out the way, so in here you have 8 ounces of bourbon, 2 ounces of rendered bacon fat. Put that in a mason jar. That's why you kind of want to put it in here first. Give it some time to cool off so you don't shatter your mason jars. So from here, we're gonna add all of that to a mason jar. There we go. We're gonna put a cap on that. We're gonna put it in the freezer for 2 hours. What's gonna happen is the fat is gonna separate. So right now it's all blended in there together. You can see the fat, I'm gonna see it right there. The fat's gonna be kind of all the way down the bottom. You can see the bubbles from all that at the bottom. What's gonna happen is as it freezes, the fat's gonna rise to the top and the alcohol is gonna sit at the bottom as it freezes. Shake it up a little bit just to make sure all that bacon fat is mixed in with the bourbon. Like I said, we're gonna put this in the freezer, let it sit for 2 hours, and we're gonna let that bacon fat freeze, come to the top. We're gonna scoop that off and filter it out, and you'll see how all that's gonna work in a little minute. In the meantime, I've got some bacon. That's crispy. And here we are 2 hours later with that bacon infused bourbon. This is what it looks like. You can see, let me wipe some of the frost off. The fat solidified, rose to the top. All that delicious, delicious bacon flavored bourbon is at the bottom. So now, how to filter that out? The easiest way, a little time consuming, but it has the best results, is in another mason jar. What I do is I take a coffee filter, shove that inside, and with the ring of a mason jar, use that just to hold that coffee filter in place. That's it. Now, what you want to do is you want to try to get as much of that fat out as you can to begin with. Let's see. That's a bigger bar spoon. So, as you can, look at that. You can almost get it all in one chunk. Ooh, don't want that bourbon, just the fat. All right, so that's that fat, and here we got bourbon with a little bit of fat in there left. Just gonna pour that right on in our coffee filter. And just let that steep on pour right through. Filter, as called filters. But now it's filtering bourbon, not coffee. Like I said, with this, it's such a specialty type thing. This is not something I would be breaking out all the time. That's why I didn't make a full bottle of it. Like I mentioned earlier, you can make an entire bottle of this if you can. I've done it before in the past, shared it with friends, and that kind of helped me get rid of it a little bit. But making 1 or 2 cocktails, all you really need is 8 ounces. And I said, it's a little slower process to go through the coffee filter. I mean, you can do it through cheesecloth. You can do it through paper towels. I find a cheesecloth still lets some of the fat through. Paper towels, I don't like those. I don't know why. It just don't. I just find that this gives me the clearest product when I'm done. So we're gonna get this last little bit out of here. Once I got the rest out of here, we're gonna go ahead and call it a day. Let this finish filtering out, and then we're gonna use this for our next cocktail. Oh, that's so good. Oh, that's so good. I get a little bit dripping off because the coffee filter is kind of getting saturated, coming down the side. Oh, that's so good. Oh, that's so good. Bacon bourbon. If you haven't figured out the cocktail I'm doing next, it's one of my favorites to do with this bourbon, and that is a bacon maple old fashioned. And to make sure you don't miss that one, click the subscribe button and the notification bell, and that'll let you know when I put out that bacon maple old fashioned. All right, guys, thank y'all for watching. Y'all have a great day, because I'm so excited for my bacon maple old fashioned. See y'all later.